lovely rose garden, and welcome to a book tag video. I am Avalon Roselin, indie author, and your bookish Let's Player for the evening. One of the big things I missed about being an active booktuber was participating in book tags. And with the recent release of Hades 2, I decided to make a sequel to the Hades book tag. The full tag will be linked below if you'd like to use it as well. Please comment if you make a video using the Hades 2 book tag because I'd love to see more. The way this book tag works is, each character that can give a boon to Millennium will have some kind of a bookish prompt. You can use these prompts to create a TBR or recommend books you've already read that fill the prompt. There are a few different play styles to use with this tag list. For this video, I'm going to use story mode, which means playing Hades 2 and answering the prompts for the characters that I get boons from. I'm still a little early in the game, and I don't think I've unlocked all the characters I can get boons from yet, so we'll see who I end up with. Also, since it's October, I'm going to theme my responses to books in the horror genre, just for fun. Alright, I'm back from getting my butt kicked by the infernal beast, and the boons I went in with were from Selene, a book that gets better the more you read/reread it. Starting right out of the gate with a tough one, because I don't have a lot of time for rereading anymore, I think the best answer I can provide for this prompt is Stay Out of the Basement by R.L. Stine. This book legitimately frightened me when I first read it as a child, and I was pleased to see how well it held up as an adult when I reread it a few years ago. If anything, it was even more disturbing as an adult, because I was able to recognize the signs of a more realistic form of terror in child abuse and neglect. Chaos. Wild card, but it can't match any other prompt on the list. So I guess I'll have to include a book that isn't horror for this entry, but I do want it to still somewhat fit in with the rest of the books on the tag. Oh, how about a book I haven't read? House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski has been hyped up all over the place, and I know people who have read it and loved it, but I am so worried that I won't be able to pay enough attention to it that I haven't even tried yet. I'd like to read it one day. Maybe I can get some encouragement in the comments from people who have read it. I've heard that it's super scary in a slow, creeping dread kind of way, and I find that kind of horror is most effective for me in literature. Arachne, a book that you picked up because of its cover. Horror Store by Grady Hendrix was my introduction to his writing, and I was absolutely drawn in because it looks like an IKEA catalog. I thought that was such a fun gimmick, especially because at the time, I actually had just gotten an actual IKEA catalog because an IKEA had opened up near where I lived. I thoroughly enjoyed the chapter title pages showcasing a new piece of furniture that got darker and more disturbing as the plot went on. It's just such a fun book that fully incorporates the presentation into the storytelling, and I love that. Aphrodite, a book with a romance that leaves you weak. Not an easy prompt to fill when discussing horror, but it isn't as if there are no romantic couples in the genre. It's just romance isn't what I read horror books for, so it's hard to think of one that leaves me weak. Honestly, I think I'm going to have to go back to the classics and say Mina and Jonathan Harker from Bram Stoker's Dracula. Jonathan is just such a dorky wife guy, and Mina is such a pillar of strength to the whole team. How can you not love them? Hermes, a book you can read in a single day. The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury, in part because it is short at only 145 pages. This is a yearly October reread for me. It is just so perfect to get me into the Halloween mood. This book just is Halloween to me, and the cartoon special is also classic 90s Halloween nostalgia that makes me want to eat candy and popcorn balls and watch Halloween episodes of the sitcoms I grew up with. Hestia, a book that you must have in your home. A book that quite literally follows me everywhere is Oddkins by Dean Koontz. It just appears. I don't currently know where it is, but I know it's in the house. Somewhere. Waiting. Haunting. Apollo, a book featuring a sunshine character. Ah, the rare and endangered sunshine character in a horror book. Where would readers be without the reminder of what's at stake, of the precious people that the heroes stand to lose? As much as I'd like to say Jonathan Harker again, I'm going with Felix from Stagtown. Thank goodness for Felix, sunshine husband of this polycule, because he brings a lot of much-needed comic relief and comfort to this tense story. Also, I really hope that Stagtown gets a print run someday. Maybe with the film adaptation in the works it will. Please, please, I need to have it in my hands and to give Punko my money. And that's it for my most recent attempt to kill Kronos. What about yours? If you'd like to complete the Hades 2 book tag, you'll find it in the description. I'd love to hear all about your reactions to the tag, read your lists in the comments if you don't want to make videos, or let me know if you do make a video. And what are your opinions on these books, or Hades 2 in general? Should I make another video like this? Comment below to let me know, and keep growing until next time, Rose Garden.